All right, we'll get started. We'd like to welcome Kurt Kitayama into the interview room, our defending champion of the Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard. Kurt, welcome back. If we can get you to take us back to 2023 and your win here at the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Yeah, thank you for having me back. It's been a crazy year, and happy to be back for sure. A lot of good memories, and yeah, hopefully be able to use those down the stretch again.
What is it that you remember about that final round and winning here at Bay Hill?
Just kind of like, the course is playing really tough, and staying patient all the way through the round, even when I made that triple, knowing that I'm still playing good, and even though I made that triple, I ended up still having a chance to win at the end, and that putt on 17 was really big. That's kind of one of the my biggest memories, I think.
And you're coming in. This is your sixth start of the year. You had your best finish at the WM Phoenix Open. You finished tied for 8th there. Just comment a little bit about your season up to this point, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, I think overall I'm pretty happy with how I started. I feel like in the past couple years I haven't had, kind of slow start or, kind of takes me a little while to get going. So to have a top 10 early and, pretty happy with that.
All right, we'll open it up to questions for Kurt. Yep, let's go to the back right.
Hey, Kurt, Zach Maskich, West 2 in Orlando. I'm doing a story on all the volunteers here at Arnold Palmer. Some of them come back for decades. I'm wondering what kind of interaction you've had with the volunteers and how you see them help make this tournament special.
Yeah, I mean, the volunteers, help run this event really well. And I think what's cool about this week is they kind of remember you. Because every week, I think most of the volunteers are, they've been there for years. And coming back this week, it feels like everyone knows you, so it's really cool.
All right, let's go right here in the middle to Sean.
You've made every cut this year. It seems like your results are more consistent. I'm curious what you've worked on with Chris Como to maybe become more consistent. Yeah,
I mean, that was the biggest goal, changing coaches, was to not have such an up and down year. And that's why, even though those finishes I made the cut haven't been great, but at least making the cut and having some good rounds in their first couple rounds has been, a really big positive. So, just trying to find some more consistency this year.
What was it before you started working with him that maybe made you more volatile, where you missed cuts, or when you contended, you really contended and challenged some really big names?
Yeah, I just think when my swing got off, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, what I could do to get it back into form. And when it was on, and I didn't have to really think about it. And so now it seems like when it gets off, it's not as far off, and I'm starting to understand my swing a little better to get it back to, more, I guess, playability, or, not eliminate the big misses.
Okay, another on the right here.
Mike Brodsky, Florida National News. Kurt, what has the red cardigan meant to you this past year, and how important is it to you to add another red cardigan to your wardrobe?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot, because my first PGA Tour win, and coming here, it's really special. And one thing that was really cool is when my mom visited in Vegas, and I was like, oh yeah, here's the cardigan, and I turn around, and the next thing you know, she's wearing it, and she's all smiling, and that was a really cool moment.
All right, let's go to the left over here, Gary.
Kurt, how much did winning this tournament raise your visibility with the public? And in the years since then, what's the strangest place you've been recognized?
Yeah, definitely, shot me up a lot winning this event, especially being a signature event, being big, all the, best players playing, and I don't know, it's just random, sometimes it's at an airport or walking through, since I'm in Vegas, walking through the casino, going to dinner, just randomly, it's like, oh, it's Kurt Kitayama. So that's pretty cool.
All right. Yep, let's go to Paul right here on the right.
Hey, Kurt. Last week, Minwoo talked about your guys' relationship, living together. I'm just curious how that came about you renting out a room for him.
Yeah, I've known him since the European tour, and we just kind of developed a really good relationship. And we'd have weeks off where he'd, instead of going to Australia, he'd come to Vegas, and we'd had a lot of good times. And he figured Vegas was going to be a good spot for him. And now that he's tour card, he wanted to find a base, and I had a room open for him.
We see Minwoo, what he's like on the course, what he's like on social media, but as a guy that's around him, not in those public settings, is that the persona he gives off, at home, or what's he like?
Yeah, I mean, he's a goofball, like on camera and off the cameras. He's the same guy, and he's a lot of fun to be around.
All right, Sean, and then back over to Gary.
Anything specific in the swing you can kind of delve into of what's different?
I'd say one of the biggest things is my backswing, trying to get it more depth, along with a more bowed wrist. That's kind of been the biggest thing.
Okay, Gary on the left.
Kurt, when a guy wins a tournament, we tend to focus on that final round. Can you look back on the first 3 rounds last year, and can you possibly pick out a shot or a moment that maybe was instrumental in leading to what happened on Sunday?
In the first 3 rounds?
In the first 3 rounds, yeah.
I think in the third round, I was kind of just hanging in there. I was 1 over, and to come down and birdie 18 to get it back to even, I think that was a big putt I made there.
All right, let's go over to Adam here, front row.
Kurt, what's something Minwoo does that annoys you as a roommate?
Well, we play video games quite a bit, and he's probably one of the best out here at Call of Duty. And so when we play with him, if we're not holding our own, he's yelling at us because he thinks we're supposed to be like the streamers he plays with and dominating the game. But that's probably one of the things.
Do you play with any other tour players, or just the 2 of you?
A couple of them, yeah. I play Colin and David Lipsky, Justin's a decent amount in Vegas.
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys out here play more than you think. Yeah.
All right, anything else? All good? Well, Kurt, thank you for your time. Best of luck this week.
Okay.
Appreciate it.